This is a piece of Cherry Plum that a viewer sent me, Tuffy Marginez. So I'm going to turn this. Has some areas here of, I guess I would say, rotten wood, but you know what? That's just fine. So I've got a hole in it for a worm screw. I'm going to get this mounted and see if we can find something nice in there. Well, the worm screw wouldn't hold, so I put a little faceplate on it. Tested it out. I can get about close to 1500 RPMs, even though it's really off centered. It's a fairly light piece of wood. I've got my face shield and my 5/8 bowl gouge, and I'm going to start turning on this. I think some bark's going to be flying. We'll see. 1400 RPMs. Want to have a look at this. This might be something I just peel out of there, because if I turn it down to where that's turned away, there's not going to be anything left. And this piece is full of all kinds of surprises. Big cracks, somewhat rotten wood, but you know, sometimes you find your best jewels inside of that. It's kind of like an oyster shell. Oysters are ugly, but pearls are pretty. I think I see something in there I like. Sure like that right there. And I will have to turn on this, but gosh, that's gonna cut this bark away. How? Don't want to do that. Wonder if I need to remount this. I think I'm gonna stop and look at that. I don't want to cut that bark away. In order to get rid of this, I have to. I think I'm gonna shift the faceplate. I shifted it over maybe 11/16, and it's really out of balance now. I'm going to just start by trying to turn this lump off. Maybe bring it back in balance. And I kind of have an idea. I'm not sure I'm going to do it, so I'm not going to bother mentioning right now. This is actually kind of interesting there, so it'll be good. I'll be right back. I'm going to remount it. I'm back. It's back on the original center. It seems like I'll do almost anything to save a piece of wood, especially when it's a special gift. Now I can get right back to being in semi-balance. 1200 RPMs. Okay, I'm going to do a finishing cut down through here, finalize the tenon, and I'll flip it around. That's just about all I can get out of this, and I think it's going to look okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and try to hollow some of this out and see if I can come up with some sort of a shape here. .1200 RPMs. I'm going to use a little hollowing tool here. Well, let's go ahead and drill some of this out. And examine that wood. There's some big cracks right here. And you know what? I think that rotten area is going to open up to a little window right there. Because I can make that happen. Well, I thought I had a total disaster, and I only have a half a disaster. This might be pretty cool. That's real hard down there. I stopped at a bottom, but there's a window in my bottom. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. There's a hole in my bucket. So I'm going to go ahead and scrape the inside down to the bottom up to where I have that soft, sort of punky wood. And then I'm going to take this off the lathe. I'll leave it in the chuck. I'm going to try to figure out a way to stabilize this soft area. I think I'll use wipe-on poly on here. I'm going to try to build up some poly down into the fibers of this, and then maybe mix some of these shavings that come out of here. They should be nice and fine. Real hard right there. Okay, that should be enough. Put them in this little cup here. I have some laying on the bed of the lathe I can use all that stuff. So I'm going to try to save this. I so much appreciate Tuffy sending me this piece. I want to get something out of it. So I'll be back later and show you what I've done. Okay, I let this sit for a while after I soaked this soft punky wood with wipe-on poly, and it seemed like it toughened it up. I'm not going to be able to do a lot of power sanding on here, probably inside there and some on the outside. The rest of this probably going to want to do by hand, especially this right here is not going to have a lot of support coming around. And This, all the walls actually are not very secure. This one wiggles a lot right there. So let me just see if I can get a little bit sanded inside of here. I can do pretty good there. So it's going to be a tedious job and a lot of hand sanding. I'll go ahead and do that and come back when it's ready to put the finish on it. I'm going to go ahead and put some sanding sealer on here. There are certainly a number of flaws in there, and I don't think it's going to do much good to try to remove them, so I'm going to just see if they might look like they belong there. That is pretty wood. First of the time I put finish on a piece of this Cherry Plum. Oh boy. That is pretty. Ooh. This area here was what I had that was really soft wood. I tried getting wipe-on poly down in it to stiffen it up, and it worked pretty good. But I have pits up on the top, and that's what I plan on just leaving those at this point in time. Wow, I do like that wood. Look at that color. I wasn't sure how this would look with this part missing, because this was, it could have been that size, but this was rotten. And I centered the faceplate so I would turn this and not this at the same time. I think that was worth the effort. Now that I have that color in there, that does not look so odd. Well, I'm going to go ahead and finish getting all the sealer on it, and maybe I'll just finish the whole thing, get shellac on it. This is soaking it up. I'll get that done and get it shellacked, and I'll be back. Get that lined up. I also have to be careful how much pressure I put on this. Although it is a thick bottom, but I do have those cracks. I don't want to cause it to spread. I don't see it deflecting. Let's see how true this runs. It runs pretty true. We'll start out with about 700 here. This section was very hard to piece together. I stopped many times checking on a bad crack. Bigger hole. Can't do it. I gotta saw it off. As you will see here, that nub was not going to hold up to any more turning. It was split all the way. I'm afraid if I would have tried to cut it all off, we would have lost it. Well, here it is, finished piece of Cherry Plum. I'm really happy with how it turned out. Got this beautiful bark in here. Spectacular. Here's the bark where some of it was turned all the way down to where there was no bark. This is a void here that was a bad spot in the wood. Same as that, I got that turned away, and it lowered it below the rest of it, but I think it looks better with that bad wood gone than it did being higher. Very happy with it. 6.5 inches in diameter at the widest, and the tallest point is 4.5 inches, and the base is 3.5 inches. I think it just has amazing color in it. This area here was where the wood was extremely soft, and I ended up taking it out and soaked it during the course of a day. I put about 4 applications of wipe-on poly down and let it soak in, and it actually sanded very nicely. It left some pits in here, but I'm okay with those. There's a hole in the bottom. Went all the way through. I suspected it would, but once I turned the tenon away, I knew it did. It was never going to hold suit because it also has lots of cracks in it, which really think it makes it look good. I finished this. I put 4 or 5 coats of sanding sealer on it and 2 coats of shellac. I like how it looks. I think it turned out just fine. This is the first piece I've turned, and all I can say is thank you very much, Tuffy, for what I consider a perfect piece of cherry plum. I'd like to thank everyone for watching. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. And a special thanks to all my subscribers. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. If you're new to my channel and you feel so inclined, please consider subscribing. Thanks again, and until the next time, I'll see you later.